Okay, this lesson is on Unit 11 here. We are looking at distance time graphs, and we're to the point where we want to take a distance time graph that they give us, and we want to be able to interpret it. Basically, we want to write a little story or a little description that summarizes all the information given in a distance time graph. So what are we told here? We're told the graph below represents Selena's morning walk, and we are asked to describe the 4 segments of Selena's walk, and they give us the hint to include information about direction, distance, time, and speed in meters per minute. Okay? Now what we need to know before we even start here is how you calculate speed. Okay. Speed is distance divided by time. So the distance you go divided by the time it takes you to go that distance. Now the biggest hint to doing this kind of question, they've actually already given you in the question. They say that there are 4 segments of Selena's walk. And when you see a graph like that, that's what you want to do. You want to take it and you want to divide it into segments. So our first segment starts here, and it goes up like this, and it ends right here. And then the graph changes, and our second segment goes across like this. And then it changes again. We've got another segment coming up to here. And then our last segment is the rest of the graph. So these are our 4 segments, and I'm just going to label them A, B, C, and D, so we can refer to them. When you're answering this type of question, you want to have one sentence describing what is going on in each of these segments, at least. Okay? And in that sentence, sometimes it'll be 2 sentences, you want to have all of this information that they've asked for: direction, distance, time, and speed. So let's take a look at what is being plotted here. They're plotting distance from home and time in minutes. So if we start by looking at section A here, okay, at the beginning of section A, where is Selena? She is at home. Yeah, her distance from home is 0. Okay, so she starts at home. So we can say that. Starts at home. And what is she doing in section A? She's moving, well, what direction is she going? Well, her distance from home is increasing, so she's moving away from home. Okay? And then we can look at how long it takes her and how far she goes. So we can just read these off the x and the y-axis. Let's see, it lasts for 5 minutes, this little section, and at the end of it, she's gone 300 meters. So we can say that she starts at home, she walks away from home, that's her direction, for 5 minutes. Okay, there's our information about time. Okay, we also want to include distance and speed. So we can say she travels 300 meters. There's our distance at a speed of, and then over here, we're going to calculate what her speed is. So we'll say section A, I'll just say S equals, and of course S is the distance traveled divided by the time. So her distance is 300, her time is 5, so we're going to do 300 divided by 5. Punch this into our calculator, we get 60. So she's traveling at a speed of 60 meters per minute. And there we go, we're done with section A. What goes on in section B here? And I'll just put a little B in brackets there to let us know that we're starting B. What's happening in section B, Nicole? Yeah, she stopped, okay? So we can say she stops. How long is she stopped for? Well, let's see. This section starts at 5 minutes. It ends at 8 minutes. So she is stopped for 3 minutes. Now, if we're feeling creative, we could put in a reason why she stopped. I don't know, she's tying her shoe or something like that. So she stops for 3 minutes. And let's just put in some distance information. She stops for 3 minutes at 300 meters from home. Okay, we're done with section B. What is she doing in section C here? She's no longer stopped. What is she doing? Liam, what's she doing here? Yeah, she's moving away from home again. Okay, so we can say, let's see, well, I'll put a little C to say we're starting to go on C here. She starts walking away again. Okay. So how far does she go here? Well, let's see. The ending part is at 16 minutes. So this whole section here lasts 8 minutes. Okay. And how far does she go? She ends up at 900. She started at 300 in this section, so she's traveled 600 meters. I'll just say 600 meters. Okay? So she starts walking away again, and we'll just say she walks 600 meters in 8 minutes. For a speed of, and we want to calculate her speed. In section B, we knew what her speed was. It was 0. Section C here, we said that she went, well, I should say S equals. She went 600 meters in how many minutes? 8 minutes. So we punch this into our calculator, and we get 75. So her speed was 75 meters per minute. Now, what happens in the last section here? What is she doing in this last section? Here, Abby. Yeah, she starts heading home. So how far does she go in section D here? Well, she's at 900 meters. She ends up all the way back at home, so that's 900 meters that she travels. How long does it take her? Well, it starts at 16 and it ends at 28, so that's 28 minus 16 has got to be 12 minutes. Okay. So we can say, section D, then she heads home covering, what was it, 900 meters in 12 minutes? For a speed of, well, let's calculate this. This is section D over here. Her speed is 900 divided by 12 is 75 again. So covering 900 meters in 12 minutes for a speed of 75 meters per minute. Okay, and we're done. Basically, we've covered all 4 of those sections, A, B, C, D. We might add one statement at the end saying, sort of summing everything up. We might say something like, her walk lasted. What's the total time it took her? Well, let's see. She made it back home. She left at 0. She made it back home at 28 minutes. So her walk lasted 28 minutes. And there we go. We've written a little story here summarizing her entire walk with all of the information asked for.